Nobody comparing these two phones is confused. You know what an iPhone costs. You know what a mid-range Android costs. What you are actually trying to figure out is whether the gap between them is as wide as the price suggests, or whether the Moto G Stylus 2025 closes it in ways that matter to your actual day-to-day life. That is a more interesting question than it sounds, and the answer is not what most people expect walking in. This video covers every category honestly, including where the Stylus genuinely beats a $1,000 phone, and gives you a clear verdict before the end. The Apple iPhone 16 Pro runs Apple's A18 Pro chip, a 3nm processor that sits at the absolute top of what any phone can do right now. 6 cores, a 6-core GPU, and an Apple-designed neural engine that processes on-device AI tasks faster than anything running Android. For demanding workflows, 4K ProRes video editing on the phone itself, console-tier gaming at sustained frame rates, computational photography happening in real time, the A18 Pro is in a category of its own. iOS 18 runs on hardware designed specifically for it, which means that performance advantage compounds over time as Apple Intelligence features expand. The Moto G Stylus 2025 runs a mid-range processor with 8 GB of RAM and RAM boost. Customers consistently describe it as fast and lag-free across everything they actually use a phone for: streaming, social apps, navigation, photography, and 5G browsing. RAM boost supplements active memory using storage headroom during heavier sessions. It is not a chip you push to its ceiling doing video production. It is a chip that handles real life without stumbling, and for most buyers, that is exactly what they need. The performance gap between these phones is real. Whether it is relevant to you depends entirely on what you do with a phone. Edge: iPhone 16 Pro by a significant margin on raw processing capability. There is no stylus in the iPhone 16 Pro box. There is no accessory port for one. There is no version of this phone that comes with one. Apple has made a deliberate decision not to go there, and that is fine, but it means that everything the Moto G Stylus does with a pen in your hand is a capability the iPhone simply does not have. Pull the stylus out of the Moto G Stylus 2025 and you can sketch, annotate a screenshot, sign a document, take a handwritten note, or navigate with precision that a fingertip cannot replicate. No Bluetooth pairing. No charging a separate accessory. No extra case. It is built into the phone. For a student who handwrites notes in class, a designer who sketches concepts on the go, or anyone who has ever wanted to circle something on a screenshot and draw an arrow to it, this is a daily use feature that changes how the phone works. The iPhone 16 Pro has no response to it. Edge: Moto G Stylus 2025. Uncontested. Both phones have a 50MP primary sensor. That is where the similarity ends. The iPhone 16 Pro adds a 12MP periscope telephoto lens with 5x optical zoom, a 48MP ultra-wide, a LiDAR scanner for depth mapping and low-light autofocus, and Apple's computational photography pipeline running on A18 Pro neural cores. Video capability includes 4K ProRes recording, Dolby Vision HDR capture, and stabilization that rivals dedicated cameras. For anyone who takes photography seriously, the iPhone 16 Pro's camera system is one of the best reasons to own it. The Moto G Stylus 2025 shoots a capable 50MP primary that customers describe as reliable and good quality for everyday use. It is a single main camera without the telephoto reach or the processing depth of the iPhone. For travel photos, family moments, and social content, it performs well. For low-light scenes, long-distance subjects, or cinema-quality video, the gap to the iPhone 16 Pro is real and visible. Edge: iPhone 16 Pro. Decisively on camera system depth. The iPhone 16 Pro has a 3,582 mAh battery rated at 27 hours of use. For a flagship Apple phone, that is a meaningful battery life improvement over previous generations, and real-world usage aligns reasonably well with the rating for standard workflows. The Moto G Stylus 2025 supports 68W TurboPower charging, faster than the iPhone 16 Pro's maximum charging speed, and customers consistently call the battery one of the phone's strongest qualities. With the 68W charger, buyers report a full day of power from a 15-minute charge. The iPhone 16 Pro does not charge at 68W. If you leave the house with a low battery and need enough power to get through the day before you get back to a charger, the Moto G Stylus refills faster. That is a daily life advantage that no amount of chip performance closes. Edge: Moto G Stylus 2025. On charging speed and battery confidence. The iPhone 16 Pro runs a 6.3-inch LTPO Super Retina XDR OLED at 460 pixels per inch with 120 Hz per motion, hitting 2000 nits peak brightness in high brightness mode. It is among the sharpest, brightest, most color-accurate panels in any phone at any price. The always-on display, dynamic island notifications, and Apple's display calibration make the screen feel genuinely premium in daily use. The Moto G Stylus 2025 runs a 6.7-inch POLED Super HD display with 120 Hz refresh and Dolby Atmos audio. It is larger, smooth, bright, and customers praise the color quality specifically. It gives you more screen real estate and handles media consumption well. It does not reach the pixel density, brightness ceiling, or calibration precision of the iPhone 16 Pro's panel. Edge: iPhone 16 Pro. On display quality, brightness, and pixel density, durability, and build. The Moto G Stylus 2025 carries IP68 water and dust resistance alongside MIL-SPEC 810H certification across 16 categories: drop resistance, temperature extremes, humidity, and pressure testing included. The vegan leather back resists fingerprints and adds grip. This phone is legitimately built for physical punishment in a way its price does not suggest. The iPhone 16 Pro carries IP68 as well, with a titanium frame and textured matte glass back. Both phones handle water equally by rating. The iPhone's titanium construction is premium and lightweight, but it does not carry military-spec drop certification. In a controlled drop test, the Stylus's MIL-SPEC rating tells a more confident story. Edge, Moto G Stylus 2025. On drop protection certification. iOS 18 on the iPhone 16 Pro comes with Apple Intelligence. On-device AI features including writing tools, photo cleanup, Siri with contextual awareness and notification summarization, all running on the A18 Pro's neural engine without sending data to a server. Apple commits to long software support windows, meaning the iPhone 16 Pro will receive major iOS updates for years ahead. For buyers already using a Mac, iPad, AirPods, or Apple Watch, the ecosystem continuity, AirDrop, handoff, universal clipboard, iMessage, is a daily use advantage that no Android phone replicates. The Moto G Stylus 2025 runs a clean, near-stock Android experience with broad carrier compatibility across all major US networks. Software update support is more limited than Apple's commitment. For buyers who do not have an existing Apple ecosystem, Android's openness, file management, sideloading customization is its own legitimate advantage. Edge, iPhone 16 Pro, on software longevity and ecosystem depth for existing Apple users. Both phones offer 256 GB at their respective price points in this comparison. The Moto G Stylus 2025 adds microSD card support up to 1 TB, meaning storage is never a ceiling. The iPhone 16 Pro has no microSD slot. Storage is fixed at purchase. Edge, Moto G Stylus 2025, on expandable storage. At roughly $350, the Moto G Stylus 2025 does something the iPhone 16 Pro cannot. It gives buyers military-spec drop protection, a built-in stylus, 68W fast charging, a 6.7-inch 120Hz POL display, microSD expansion up to 1 TB, and solid 5G performance for less than the cost of AppleCare on an iPhone 16 Pro. The value density of this phone is genuinely remarkable and is the kind of thing that only becomes clear when you lay every feature out next to a phone that costs 3 times as much. The iPhone 16 Pro starts at $999 for 128 GB, and to get 256 GB you are spending $1,099. Apple Intelligence features require the A18 Pro chip and iOS 18, which means some of the headline AI capabilities are still rolling out and not fully available at launch on all features. For a phone at this price, the inbox charger situation and the walled ecosystem trade-offs, no microSD, no sideloading, locked to Apple services for full functionality, are real constraints that buyers coming from Android should evaluate honestly before committing. The Apple iPhone 16 Pro wins this comparison, and the case for it is built on camera depth, processing power, software longevity, and ecosystem integration that no mid-range Android matches at this point in time. The A18 Pro chip, the periscope telephoto camera system with LiDAR, ProRes video, Apple Intelligence, and years of guaranteed software updates justify the premium for buyers who use a phone as a primary creative and productivity tool. Starting at $999 for 128 GB and $1,099 for 256 GB, it is priced accordingly. The Moto G Stylus 2025 at $347 to $350 is the correct choice for buyers who do not live inside the Apple ecosystem, who want a built-in stylus that no iPhone offers, who need fast charging and military-grade durability, and who would rather spend the price difference on something else. It wins 3 categories outright in this comparison against a phone that costs 3 times as much, and that deserves to be said plainly. The iPhone 16 Pro is the winner, but the Moto G Stylus 2025 makes a stronger case against it than most people expect. Both phones are linked in the description below. Go check pricing on each before you decide. If you walked in thinking this would be a blowout, it was not. The Moto G Stylus won 3 categories against a flagship, including fast charging, drop protection, and the stylus feature the iPhone still refuses to offer. The iPhone 16 Pro wins because the camera, chip, and software depth earn it. But both phones are worth exactly what they cost. If you want honest comparisons that tell you what a product actually does in your life before you spend your money, hit subscribe. This channel is here to protect your next purchase. The iPhone 16 Pro wins. Now go buy the phone your life actually calls for. Thanks for watching.